Hey, it's Kara and the Sleeping Beagle. Dobie Joe. Laying there sleeping, exhausted. Oh, no. She's like, I'm not asleep. Are you going to give me a treat? Yeah, you were sleeping pretty well. Today we're going to learn Billy in the Low Ground, and we're going to learn a couple of really cool new techniques here. This is page 65, by the way. Let's just start right off the bat and talk about this new thing that we're going to do. We are going to jump way up on our 5th and 6th fret with our first and our second finger, like that diagram shows you at the very top of the page. Okay? We're going to hold those two fingers down. We're not going to lift them up or anything. We're going to find them, put them in their place, leave them until we're done picking them. We're going to pick 6, 5, 5, 6, 5, 6. And that last 6, those are 2 eighth notes, so remember we're going to pick down up. Okay? All right? So you might want to practice this. Take your hands, stretch it out, just almost like you're learning a new chord. 5 and 6, boom and boom, like that. Do that a few times to where you can find it. Okay? You might even practice laying your fingers in the position for a C chord and then going up to that 5, 6 like that, back and forth. Okay? That'd be a good way to practice it too. All right? Let's play that tablature across the top of the page together. I'll play it a little bit slower for you so we can play it together. I'll count us off this time too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and. Okay? Now stop the video and practice that a few times if you need to. All right? For the most part, we're going to be playing this tablature out of first position. Anytime I'm playing in the key of C, all those melody notes fall right under my fingers, and it kind of feels almost like a C chord position is being put in place at all times, right? Because all the notes are just kind of really conveniently on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st fret. Okay, is there anything else weird about this? Got to make sure in the second measure we're playing 2 eighth notes, but they're on 2 separate strings and on 2 separate frets. Okay, so let's break that down real quick before we go any further. Second measure of the tablature. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that 1, 2, it's a down on the 1 on your B string, up on your G string, second finger. Okay, 1, 2. All right, practice that. And you might think to yourself, that doesn't make any sense that I'm going down on my B string and then up on my G string. Trust me. Like I said in a previous lesson, if you do all this down up work right now, when it seems like we're going so slowly you could play it with your big toe if you wanted to. But you need to do this work now because we're laying the foundation for all the really fast stuff, right? You'll thank me later. Okay? So practice that move. Once again, that second measure of the first line is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? All right. This is definitely going to be one of those songs, the tablature, it's going to be one of those songs in which you're going to play a few measures at a time and maybe go back and repeat. So like a good way to practice it might be, you'd want to start on the first measure. And do that over and over and over again, okay? Until you've got those 2 measures down. And then take your second and your third measure. And practice those 2 measures over and over again, all right? This is a method that will get you really far. Second or the third and the fourth measures would be. Also, it's important to remember that if you're not doing an eighth note, 2 eighth notes down, up, if they're just single quarter notes, those are all downs. Okay, don't be messing around with that system because it will mess you up later on when we start playing really fast stuff in the next few books that we hopefully will write together. Okay. Anything else surprising? Make sure you play each 8 measure section twice. In other words, pay attention to those repeat signs. I don't see anything. It might club me over the head later on, and if it does, we'll go back and we'll talk about it. I'm not going to use the metronome on this lesson. We're going to take it from the top. Here's the tablature. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second line. Rest and repeat. Rest and move on. Here's the second section. Here we go. Did you make it? Repeat that section. Here we go, up to 6. All right, let's talk about a couple of things. That's probably going to be way too fast for most of you. Remember just to set your metronome at a speed in which it feels almost boring to you to play it that slow, and slowly work your way up from that, okay? Remember, really importantly, that little tip I gave you at the beginning where you take each measure that goes back to back and just practice those 2 measures over and over again and keep working your way through the song that way too. It's a great technique to getting all you need out of your practice, okay? All right, let me tell you something else that was going on there that you might have noticed and you might not have. One thing that I preach a lot when I'm teaching is if you don't need a finger that's down, in other words, you've placed a finger in a position, if you don't need to use it somewhere else, why bother moving it? Just leave it there, okay? I do that a lot on this 1st fret, 1st finger. Okay, watch me play this a little faster, and what you're going to notice is that sometimes it looks like I've got all my fingers down for a C chord, but especially this one, I just leave him there a lot. He hasn't lifted up. I didn't lift him up one time. So that 1 fret, 1st fret, 2nd string, 1st finger, never lifted up. I left him there the whole time. Okay, watch one more time. Did a tricky little hammer on there, and I didn't do it on purpose. I did it because I missed my fret, and I hammered up to the right one, okay? The only difference between a professional musician and someone who is not a professional musician is a professional musician knows how to cover their mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I just know how to cover them. One more time. Watch these fingers. This is what your game plan is, long run goal, is to not move these fingers much at all when you're playing this. Now the second part, you're going to be moving around. Let's see how things go. Now you'll notice when I went up to that 6, I slid that finger up there. Okay? Watch me play that a little bit slower and I will show you what I did. Okay, right here, I took that middle finger. He was ready to play that string for me, and I just slid him up. Okay? Slides can really work to your advantage. Okay, don't be afraid to take that finger, slide it into position when you need to get up to that 6. All right, let's try the chords on this one. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Let's take it about that fast, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Second section. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Here's that up the neck part. Da 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 bum 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 bum. Last line. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor. G to C. Repeat. C. Here comes the F. Play it any way you want to play it, but be consistent. If you make your mind up to play it one way, commit to that way and play it each time that way. Okay, here's the A minor coming up. A minor, G, and C. All right. Now, something you might have noticed is I was changing my strumming pattern. You're getting to the point now where you don't have to adhere to one strumming pattern at all times. You can kind of follow your bliss, right? I think that sometimes I was just doing down strums. Sometimes I was going down, 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 up, follow with a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay? You need to be able to play all of these patterns consistently and be in control of what you're doing with your right hand. But once all that is said and done, you also want to be relaxed enough to where you can change that pattern up, because that's what makes it really sound interesting in the long run. All right, this has been Billy in the Lowground. The next lesson we have together, we're going to learn 2 songs on page 66, The Rakes of Mallow and You Are My Sunshine. Okay? Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Please let me know via social media if you have any questions that we're not answering on these videos or in the book. I am happy to chat with you in person or texting back and forth, but we need to make sure you're getting everything you need to get out of this book and that all your questions are getting answered. Okay? Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.